The year is 479 BCE. The god King Xerxes has fled Greece, his navy shattered in the Straits of Salamis. But the war is far from over. Before he left, Xerxes left behind a wounded beast, his finest general, Mardonius, and an elite army of his best Persian soldiers. Mardonius is no arrogant king. He is a cunning and experienced commander. He knows the Greek alliance is fragile, a patchwork of rival cities held together by a common fear. He spends the winter trying to break them apart with diplomacy, offering Athens a privileged place in the Persian Empire if they would only surrender. The Athenians refuse. Their response is to send their families away and prepare for the final bloody chapter of the Greco-Persian Wars. The fate of Greece would not be decided by tricks or traps, but on an open field, in a brutal head-to-head clash of civilizations. Mardonius, his diplomatic efforts failed, marches his army into Boeotia, near the city of Plataea. He chooses the ground carefully. Wide, open plains perfect for his greatest asset, the formidable Persian cavalry. His force is a corps of elite Persian and allied infantry, numbering close to 100,000 men. In response, the Greeks assemble the largest hoplite army ever seen. Nearly every major city-state that had not submitted to Persia sends its soldiers. At its heart are over 10,000 Spartans and their helot auxiliaries, commanded by the Spartan regent, Pausanias. Alongside them march the Athenians, Corinthians, Megarians, and dozens more. It is an unprecedented moment of Greek unity, a sea of bronze shields and long spears, totaling some 80,000 men. For weeks, the two largest armies to ever face each other in ancient Greece stare across the Asopus River, each waiting for the other to make a fatal mistake. For nearly 2 weeks, a tense stalemate ensues. Pausanias, the Greek commander, is cautious. He knows he cannot attack across the river onto ground favorable to the Persian cavalry. Mardonius is equally patient, using his cavalry to probe and harass the Greek lines. His horsemen, led by the brilliant commander Mecistius, are a constant menace, launching lightning-fast raids, picking off Greek foragers, and challenging the Greek resolve. In one famous skirmish, the Greek Megarians are nearly overwhelmed by a cavalry charge, only to be saved by a contingent of Athenian archers who manage to kill Mecistius, a major blow to Persian morale. But Mardonius has a larger strategy. He sends his cavalry on a wide flanking maneuver, not to attack the army, but to capture their supply train and, most critically, to choke the Gargaffian spring, the Greeks' only source of water. Mardonius's strategy works. After days without food and now without water, the Greek position has become untenable. Pausanias orders a complex nighttime withdrawal to a new position closer to Plataea, where fresh water and better defensive ground can be found. But a retreat at night, especially for a massive, multinational army, is one of the most difficult maneuvers in warfare. The retreat quickly descends into confusion. The Greek center moves too far, faster than planned. The Athenians on the left flank become separated, and the Spartans on the right flank, stubborn and disciplined, refuse to move until they are certain the other contingents are safe. As dawn breaks, Mardonius looks across the field and sees what he believes is a miracle. The Greek army is scattered, in disarray, and seemingly in full flight. Believing victory is his, he gives the order for his elite Persian infantry to charge across the river in pursuit. Mardonius has made a fatal miscalculation. The Spartans were not fleeing. They were repositioning. Seeing the Persian charge, Pausanias orders his men to turn and face the enemy. The 10,000 Spartans and Tegeans form their phalanx. This is the moment Spartan training was made for. They are a solid wall of interlocking bronze shields and 9-foot spears. The Persians, confident and shouting for victory, crash into them. The fighting is brutal and desperate. The Persians, with their wicker shields and shorter spears, are at a massive disadvantage. They try to grab the Spartan spears, to break them, to create any opening in the deadly wall of points. But the Spartan line holds. For what feels like an eternity, the two sides are locked in a horrific meat grinder. The turning point comes when Mardonius, fighting bravely on his white horse at the front, is struck down and killed. With the death of their charismatic general, the Persian center's will to fight shatters. Panic sets in, and they break and flee back towards their fortified camp. On the other side of the battlefield, the Athenians, who had been engaged in a tough fight with Mardonius's allied Greek forces, finally break their opponents as well. The battle transforms into a hunt. The entire Greek army converges on the Persian camp, a wooden fortress where the remnants of Mardonius's army have taken refuge. The Spartans, trained for open field battle, struggle to breach the walls. It is the Athenians, experienced in siege warfare, who finally smash through the gates. What follows is a horrific slaughter. The trapped and demoralized Persian army is annihilated. Of the vast force Mardonius led, only a fraction escapes. The Battle of Plataea was the final decisive nail in the coffin of the Persian invasion of mainland Greece. It was a victory of heavy infantry over light cavalry, of disciplined training over sheer numbers. On the very same day, legend says, the Greek navy won another victory at Mycale, destroying the remnants of the Persian fleet in Asia Minor. The threat that had hung over Greece for years was finally over. The victory at Plataea secured Greek independence and confirmed the military supremacy of the hoplite Phalanx. It allowed the city-states, particularly Athens and Sparta, to enter their classical golden ages, shaping the future of philosophy, democracy, and Western culture. The battlefield was left littered with unimaginable Persian wealth, but the true prize won that day was something far more precious: freedom.